Forget the death of internal combustion. If you think engines are just dirty metal, you're missing a $100 billion gold rush hiding in plain sight. We are entering 2026, and the industry isn't dying. It's undergoing a forced evolution. This isn't just a report, it's a post-mortem of the old guard and a blueprint for the new alpha players. We're stripping away the corporate fluff to see who's actually printing cash and who's just burning R&D dollars. Think of this as the survival of the fittest for the machines that keep civilization running. Let's talk about the 800-pound gorilla in the room, Caterpillar. Cat isn't just a company. It's the CrossFit athlete of the industrial world, lean, mean, and annoyingly efficient. While competitors struggle with overhead, Cat is churning out $572,000 in revenue for every single employee. That's enough to buy every person in a small city a luxury SUV every year. Their 16.5% operating margin is the efficiency ceiling of this sector. If you aren't benchmarking against this, you're just playing with Legos while Cat builds the world. Numbers don't lie, but they do tell some uncomfortable truths. Look at this spread. We've standardized the chaos of EUR, KRW, and CNY into cold, hard USD. Cat leads the pack with a staggering $67 billion, enough to fund a small country's space program. Meanwhile, Hanwha Engine is showing that specialization is a hell of a drug, maintaining a 9.5% margin in the brutal marine sector. This chart is the industry's report card, and spoiler alert, not everyone is getting an A. It's the difference between scaling greatness and just managing bulk. The industry has split into two species: the Swiss Army knives like Volvo and Cat, and the scalpels like Hanwha. Diversified giants are using their massive scale to subsidize their green experiments. On the other hand, pure-play marine specialists are digging deep moats in the ocean. The moat has shifted from how much your engine can pull to how well it integrates with the digital nervous system of a ship or a factory. It's no longer about displacement. It's about digital integration. You're either a platform or a part. Choose wisely. Labor productivity is the ultimate bullshit detector for management quality. Look at the gap between the leaders and the laggards. Cat and Volvo are squeezing more value out of a workday than almost anyone else on the planet. Why? Because they've replaced brute force with smart bots. A Deutz worker is productive, sure, but a Cat worker is backed by an automated ecosystem that makes them look like a cyborg. In this business, if you're still relying on manual sweat to drive margins, you're basically running a 19th century sweatshop with 21st century electricity bills. Now let's talk about accounting magic. Shanghai New Power reported a 50% net margin. If that sounds too good to be true, it's because it is. It's like claiming you're a millionaire because you found a winning lottery ticket in your old coat. It's a one-time deconsolidation gain, not a business model. When we normalize the data, the real heroes emerge. To see the true health of the sector, you have to ignore the, quote, accounting smoke and look at the core operating heart rate. Real profit is a marathon, not a magic trick. What makes a company unkillable? It's the triple pillar: multi-fuel capability, digital aftermarket, and modular supply chains. Weichai hitting 53% thermal efficiency isn't just a win, it's a middle finger to the laws of thermodynamics. Meanwhile, the real money isn't in the engine itself, it's in the digital aftermarket. Selling an engine without an AI maintenance contract today is like selling a smartphone without an app store. You're leaving the most profitable part of the pig on the floor. The service pivot is the ultimate hedge against a recession. When the economy tanks, people stop buying new engines, but they have to fix the old ones. Wärtsilä and Volvo have figured this out. Services now make up over half of their sales. This is servitization. You're not just an engine maker, you're a uptime insurance company. It's the difference between a one-night stand, selling a machine, and a 20-year marriage, the service contract. One is exciting. The other pays the mortgage. We've hit the policy ceiling. R&D is no longer about making things better. It's about making them legal. Companies are reallocating billions just to stay ahead of the regulators. But here's the twist. The green gold rush is cooling off. Cummins taking a $458 million hit on their electrolyzer business is a massive check engine light for the whole industry. The lesson? Being first to green is expensive. Being right is what keeps you in business. Survival now means knowing when to double down and when to fold your green hand. The future isn't electric or diesel, it's everything, everywhere, all at once. We're looking at a multi-fuel buffet. Hydrogen is the celebrity that's hard to work with. Ammonia is the workhorse for the ocean, and electricity is the city dweller. Wärtsilä and Siemens are building engines that are fuel agnostic. It's like building a car that runs on gas, vodka, and sunlight. In an uncertain world, flexibility is the only real strategy. If your engine only eats one type of food, it's going to starve during the transition. Volvo is the diplomat of the engine world. While others are getting bruised in trade wars, Volvo has built a regional fortress strategy. Look at that revenue split: 43% Europe, 29% North America. By building factories where they sell, like their new Mexican hub, they've neutralized the tariff boogeyman. They aren't just making engines, they're making geopolitical hedges. In 2026, your supply chain is either a weapon or a target. Volvo has chosen to make theirs a shield. The era of just-in-time is dead. Long live just-in-case. Globalization is being replaced by localization, and it's getting expensive. OEMs are now buying their suppliers just to make sure they don't go bust. Deutz buying into emission components isn't just a merger, it's an act of supply chain survivalism. It's like buying the grocery store because you're afraid they'll run out of milk. This isn't efficiency, it's insurance. And in a world of tariffs and tensions, insurance is the new profit. Let's look at the financial vital signs. Siemens Energy is showing a 151% surge in free cash flow. That's a massive recovery from their wind turbine nightmare. But watch out for the red flags. Some players are capitalizing their R&D to make their earnings look prettier. It's the corporate equivalent of using a filter on a bad selfie. If the free cash flow doesn't match the net income, someone is cooking the books, or at least seasoning them heavily. Always follow the cash. It's the only thing that can't be photoshopped. Here is the alpha you've been waiting for: data centers. Every time you ask an AI to write a poem, a diesel generator somewhere gets its wings. Generative AI is an electricity hog, and data centers need zero-fail backup power. This is a massive tailwind for Cat and Cummins. Order visibility is now stretched out over 8 quarters. These aren't just engines anymore. They are the emergency heartbeat of the internet. If you want to invest in AI, don't just buy chips. Buy the engines that keep the chips cool and powered. Where is the money actually moving? It's a tale of 3 cities. Construction is meh. It's struggling with high rates. Marine is steady. Green mandates are forcing ship owners to upgrade. But stationary power? That's where the hypergrowth is. We're seeing a massive shift from moving things to powering things. The engine of the future might not have wheels. It might be bolted to a concrete slab in Northern Virginia, feeding a server farm. Follow the power, follow the profit. Regulation is the new tax. Cummins paid a $2 billion settlement for emissions issues. That's not a cost of doing business. That's a catastrophic failure of compliance. We are entering an era where clean is a requirement for survival, not a marketing slogan. Companies like Siemens are already pricing carbon internally at $113 a ton. They are basically taxing themselves today so they don't get executed by regulators tomorrow. In this climate, the cheap engine is the one that's compliant, no matter the sticker price. What keeps an industrial CEO awake at night? It's not growth, it's agility. The buzzword for 2026 is resilience. Every CEO letter we audited mentions volatility more than opportunity. They are cutting costs, localizing supply, and trying to figure out how to be green without going broke. It's a high-wire act. If they lean too far into legacy diesel, they get fined. If they lean too far into hydrogen, they go bankrupt. The winners are the ones who can walk that line with a straight face. The outlook for 2026 is divergent. If you're in commercial trucking, buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy recessionary ride. But if you're in defense or data center power, you're looking at a golden era. Star Motors is riding the wave of unmanned defense, and the AI boom shows no signs of slowing down. The engine industry isn't a monolith. It's a collection of separate realities. Some are fading out, while others are just getting started. The question isn't, is the engine dead? It's, which engine is winning? We've covered the benchmarks, the accounting magic, and the AI power boom. But the real question is, how is your portfolio positioned for this transition? If you want the full-page competitive audit, the kind that MBB firms charge 6 figures for, you know where to find us. Drop a comment below with your take on the diesel versus H2 war, and click the link in the description to join the HDIN Research Inner Circle. Stay sharp, stay industrial.